Hey everybody, it's Kate Peters. I have a very cool training for you today. And before I begin, please let me know if you can hear me. I always like to check out technology, see if it all works. Usually it does. Every now and then it doesn't. So let me know if you can hear me or not. Let's see, you can hear me? Awesome. Awesome. Oh, yay, you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome. One time I did a Facebook Live and I was teaching some really cool stuff. And all of a sudden I'm seeing these messages because I didn't have my glasses on. I'm getting, thanks Sarah, thanks Lynn, thanks Michelle. And I'm getting all these messages saying, Kate, we can't hear a single word you're saying. So I had to kind of go back and do the whole thing all over again because I had no clue when this first they heard the sound and the sound didn't pop up. So anyways, hello everybody. Welcome, happy, what the heck? Oh, it's Wednesday and it's actually, I was gonna say balmy Boston, but it's actually like 50 degrees out. I mean, it's cool today. So anyways, welcome everybody. Excuse me. I'm excited to share this with you. I'm here with, let's see if we can get my girl. There's my girl here. She's here to keep me company. She'll stay as long as she's interested. So anyways, I'm excited to share this topic with you today. What I find is that usually the best topics are the ones that are something that kind of happens, like real life experience. Either it's me or my clients or something. And those just always make the best training. When they pop up, it's like, boom, want to share that with all of you because I know at least some of you are going to get something powerful out of it, maybe a big aha or transformation or something. So if you're just joining, please say hi. Let me know who's here. And I want to just, again, welcome everybody. I'm Kate Peters, your breakthrough success expert. And one thing I just want to be really transparent with all of you. My mom, as many of you know, she just passed away a few weeks ago, hence my ribbon, which we wear for 30 days after the funeral, and then we take it off. But what I have, and some of you who have been through this will understand, I have what's called bereavement brain. That's what I affectionately call it. I don't know if that's the real name or not, which means my brain tends to sometimes get a little cottony, because of this stage of grief. And so I do have some notes here. So if you see me looking off to the side, that's just kind of what's going on. And I find it's my best way of dealing with bereavement brain till it, it disappears. It'll disappear in a little bit, but until it does, I'm writing down a lot of stuff and looking at notes just to help keep me focused. So please bear with me as I find that's my best way of dealing with all this. So I want to share this topic, and I just, oh, hey, Helen, how are you? Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Eric. Lindsay, you're hopping on a plane. Have a safe flight. That's right. You're going to the wedding. Have an absolutely wonderful time. And I will see you soon. So anyways, what I want to share with you today is something that nobody's really talking about, and I really want to talk about because it's going to make a huge difference in the amount of success you have, when you have success, how often you have success, and you need to be doing it. And I find that nobody's really talking about it. So first of all, I want to just talk about, many of you saw about actually a little over a week ago, I had posted on Facebook, I had this big, huge celebration. Some of you saw it, that I was invited to join this really cool speakers bureau in New York City. And that's where they're located out of. They're a big, huge one, and they have all these really fancy, dancy people. They've got people like Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank, and Damon Johns from Shark Tank, and Ice-T, who's the actor, and even has his own show as well. And let's see who there's Susie Orman, who started off on. She's a big financial guru, and she was on Oprah. Now she's got her own everything. And who else there? Martha Beck, Steve Wozniak from Apple, and gosh, so many really cool people, as well as all these people. I looked at the list, like I have all these OBEs, they were knighted by like the Queen of England and all. So very, very cool. And I'm totally honored. And I posted it on Facebook. When I got the news, I was so excited. I wanted to share it and posted it on Facebook. And, I was really thrilled because I got so many comments. I got comments and likes and hearts. I mean, I got hundreds within like the first day. And I'm so, first of all, so grateful and honored that all of you acknowledge that celebration with me, because I kind of believe we're all in this together. Like what one does, it affects everybody else. So I'm so appreciative of all of your support. And so now what I want to share, this is what the teaching is about. And thank you for the hearts. This is what the teaching is about, is that, you know, when you see this on Facebook, you have absolutely no clue how many times I have tried and failed. And that's what I want to talk about today, failure. Okay. So I know this is something nobody talks about. I mean, you never see people posting on Facebook, you know, the big gurus and all that going, oh, I had somebody say no to me, like, whoa, yay me. Or I did a sales conversation, the person said no, or I applied for this and I got rejected, yay me. I mean, people are not talking about that, right? Instead, people go like, oh, yay me, you know, I just got 3 new clients, or yay me, I just got, you know, my book published, or yay me, I just did this. They don't talk about all the times they failed. And that's what I want to talk about today, how critical it is for all of you to be failing and failing on a regular basis. Okay, so I got some interesting little things, and some of you may know that have already heard these stories, but what I want to share is that so Walt Disney, for example, and this was an interesting stat. I mean, I knew he had some failures, but did you all know he was fired from the Kansas City Star? Get this, because his editor felt he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Walt Disney, right? He got fired. Do you know, ultimately he got nominated for 59 Academy Awards and became one of the greatest animators of our time. And Stephen King, you know, he's the big horror author. He's best-selling authors, movies, all sorts of things. One of his most successful books, Carrie, was rejected by like 30 publishers. And the story goes that he basically took the manuscript, threw it in the trash, and not till his wife rescued it out and got him to agree to submit it again did it finally get accepted. And we know the rest is history for him, because he, you know, the book became a huge monster bestseller. They did the movie on it and all that kind of stuff. Oprah, you know, we all know she came from humble backgrounds. She was born into working class poverty. Her mom was a teenager from low income and all that stuff. So here Oprah gets a job in journalism, and she lucks out, gets a job on TV. Get this, one of her first jobs on TV ends really abruptly because the producer declared she was unfit for television. Oprah, unfit for television, right? I mean, Oprah happens to be one of the richest women in the world, probably one of the richest people in the world, who's made most of her money on being on television. And here's somebody saying, the producer said she's unfit for television, right? So she failed. J.K. Rowling, you know, the author of all the Harry Potter books and the movies, and there's even the Broadway plays and all that. For her first book, when her first book came out, she was divorced, she was living on welfare, and she was raising a child. And it kept getting rejected by the 12 major publishers. Finally, some rinky-dink publisher took her on, and we all know the rest. I mean, she's now one of the richest women in the world. And Colonel Sanders, just because, you know, he was an older guy when this happened, he was 62 years old. He took his $105 Social Security check and went running around trying to get people to make his special recipe of chicken. Finally found some place in Utah that agreed to, and we know the rest, you know, went on to become very, 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 very wealthy. So I want to just share with you on today's Facebook Live is that people are failing all the time. We're just not out advertising that we are failing, okay? But everybody is failing. Everyone has to fail in order to be successful. You have to fail in order to be successful. And so what I want you to think about is, so why don't people take the chance, right? You know, why are people not willing to fail? And when you think about it, at least for me, I remember, you know, in being very young in school and getting, you know, the gold star on the forehead or gold star on the paperwork. Anyone else ever get that? You know, because it meant the teacher thought I did a good job, right? And of course, you know, when you're a little kid, you want to run home and show your parents, like, look, I got this gold star. We knew the opposite, right? The opposite in school was if you did a bad job, you got the big, huge F, you know, with the big red, the red marker, right? And you knew you failed, and gosh, you know, you never wanted to show that to your family because that was like a horrible thing to have happen. So what you want to understand is that there's not really nothing more that your little child wants more, the inside of you, when you're younger, wants more than to be accepted and loved by your parents, by your teachers, by your peers, by your family. That's what's most important. And so the same is basically kind of the same core value that you're operating from, even though you might now be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, however old you are, you're still operating from that same core value of just wanting to be loved and accepted. So failing and rejection do not meet that criteria. So what you want to do is you need to start shifting that around, because if you do not take the steps to fail, you will not have the success. I can promise you, whether it was Stephen King or Oprah or Walt Disney or any of these people, if they hadn't failed, we wouldn't know any of their names today. If I hadn't failed, you wouldn't have known wouldn't be watching me. You would have no clue who I was, because I would be playing it safe somewhere, who knows doing what. And so what I really want to encourage you today is to be able to go out and fail today. And even more importantly, just take that step, whether you're going to fail or whether you succeed, it doesn't really matter. The point is to take that step forward, because the more you keep doing it, the more you are likely then to have the success. But if you never take that step because you're afraid of failing, you'll never move forward. So, oh yeah, Lynn, exactly. You didn't know that about Colonel Sanders. Yep. True story. So, and I'm sure if you guys all went on and Googled it, you find a zillion other stories of people, whether they're sports, athletes or politicians or whomever, that failed and failed and failed and failed till boom, now they're successful. So what you need to know is that the desire has to start within you. It has to start like in your heart and in your mind for you to move forward. Okay, that's really, really critical. It has to start from with you, not from everybody else, not from all the shoulds, but it has to start from in your heart of what you really want to have happen. So the other area that's not often talked about besides the failure is that none of us do it alone, okay? And that's because, for me, I know personally, oh, thanks for the hearts. If I didn't have my coaches, my mentors, the experts to work with, I wouldn't have moved past failure. Because what happens is when you fail, like that quote from Einstein, how's it go? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So for us to keep doing the same thing over and over again without knowing what we have to shift, we're just going to keep failing and failing over again. I don't want you to just keep doing that. I want you to keep learning from each time. Because that's the whole thing. It's like, okay, then you realize, okay, this time I have to do it a little faster or a little bigger, or do it from this direction or do it from that direction, or price it differently, or whatever the heck you need to shift differently. And the problem is that we only see things through our lenses. Like I only see things, here I'm seeing it without my glasses and here with my glasses, but I only see it this way. Just like you only see it through your lenses. And that's where you need the outside perspective to say to you, well, have you tried this? Or what about that? From someone who's already done it and knows how to help you move forward. So if that sounds really cool to you, what I want to do is to help you with that next step is I want to invite you to come to my upcoming event in June. It's called askforitlive.com. And that's askforitlive.com. If one of my team members would put the URL in the thread, that would be great. It's called askforitlive.com. And I'm not going to go into huge major detail about it because you can read all about it, but we're really taking a deep dive into this area. And the thing that makes this event really different than pretty much any other event out there is that you're not going to walk away with a big, huge binder and then kind of sit there and go like, well, what the heck do I do with it now? You see all the notes and, handwritten things and highlights, and you just have no clue where to begin. That it really starts from the transformation is actually going to start happening while you're at the event. Right. While you're actually there, you're going to start experiencing that. And how does that happen? Because we're going to be focusing on areas, how to get you to show up in your brilliance to move forward to the next level, to have that success you want. So we're going to be working on areas like charging what you're worth. We're going to work on areas like setting boundaries, all sorts of things that really, really pertain to you. And ultimately to have more confidence so you can move into that next level. And so how do I make that happen so the transformation actually starts happening? Well, first of all, I was a business development executive for a very long time in corporate, so I understand the basic strategies and the sophisticated strategies, and I know which one to give you depending on where you are and all that stuff. And thank you, Helen, for the comment and compliment. So I know how to teach you what to do. And then with the mindset piece, which is probably just as important, if not more important, is the way where these transformations start happening is I pull in my toolkit. And what that means is tapping, emotional freedom techniques. And it's the really, really powerful mindset technique that helps you release your fears, your doubts, your old stories, all the negative stuff you're saying to yourself. So you're actually going to get to experience that and start making some shifts. And if you've never done it before, you are in for a major, major, huge treat. And if you have experienced tapping before, but not with me, you are also in for a treat because I have a very cool way of tapping. I'm also going to pull in laws of attraction, which a lot of you at this point have heard the term, but are you getting it to work effectively with you? Because the laws of attraction are out there. It's like gravity. It's going to be out there whether you use it or not. So learn how to use it to your best ability to bring you in the abundance you want in your life. I'm also pulling in neuroscience. And what that means is I'm not going to be giving you stats and stuff like that. I'm not going to be teaching you anatomy of your brain or anything like that. What I'm really going to be focusing on is some very, very cool techniques to use that you can start implementing right away that will help you go through your day with more focus, more clarity, more creativity, and less stress and overwhelm, right? So you actually accomplish what you want and you feel good at the end of the day instead of going like, shoot, I barely made it through the day. And then you numb yourself out in front of the TV or shopping or eating or whatever the heck you're doing. Instead, you're just going to feel good and energized and ready to enjoy your evening. And then a couple of other things too that I'm going to be pulling in, but those are the key things. So if you go to askforitlive.com and you register today, you'll be able to take advantage of the early bird pricing, which is going away soon. So again, that's askforitlive.com. And if you do have questions, reach out to me. You can email me, info@katepeters.com, and happy to help you and answer any questions you have about the event. So before we go, I do want to give you an assignment. I want to ask you to think about something today, either in your business or your personal life, where you're willing to step forward. Whether you may fail or you may succeed, it doesn't really matter, but where are you willing to move forward? Okay, and take that risk, take that step today and see how it goes. Because one thing I promise you, if you don't do anything, you're going to stay exactly where you are. Now, the last thing I want to share with you is that I know for many of you, because you've tried some of these things over and over again, you're almost at this point, this mental block saying, like, Kate, like, why bother? Like, I've tried this 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, 100 times, whatever, and it just still has not worked for me. So why should I even bother? Why should I even listen? Why should I even try? So we're going to be doing a lot of clearing on that, because I do know for a fact that as you build that wall about why bother, because you have not had the success you want in the past, it makes it hard for you to penetrate and get through it. So part of my job at the event is to help you start to break that down so you can have the confidence to proceed, to move forward, to take the risk, to take the step to go forward and show up in your brilliance. So it's going to be an amazing event. I can't wait to see you there. And if you have any questions about this, please let me know. And please share this video. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your community. So everybody, until we meet again, be brilliant. Bye.